Hey everybody, I'm back. This week I'm trying something new, first time having it, a truly strawberry iced tea. Oh, it's good. It's a little sweeter than I expected, but it's very good. Today we're going to talk about being offended. Offended. Let me tell you, we'll start it this way. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Dr. Seuss canceled. Apparently, the doctor offended people from things written in 1937. We are now living in a culture where we are going to go back in history and start canceling. I like Dr. Seuss, like anybody else, but I have a real concern when we start banning books. Is this really the path we want to go down? One of the things they held up was the circus book about collecting the animals, the zoo book, and there was an Asian gentleman who was a yellow shade. Somebody should look at those people colors, because the color for Asian is a yellow shade. Maybe we should stop printing those. He had chopsticks and a hat and an outfit that was clearly Asian. It's a different world. Would you do it today? Probably not. But good God, we need to go back and take these things out of the culture? Dr. Seuss is great for kids. How about you just let people choose what they want to read? Let's just ban every book. Let's ban everything. Blazing Saddles, out! Forget that movie. Come on. So, I ran across a human being, and I made a comment to this human being, and another person said, oh, the reference are they and them. And I said, huh? They and them for a young lady. What are we doing? They and them. First of all, let's get our grammar together. They and them is not singular. They and them, plural. I'm looking at one person. So I said, can I use I and you? And they just looked at me like I was crazy. I mean, Seinfeld once said it. Who are these people? I think we're finding who these people are. And they're liberals and young people buying into a culture of insanity. I don't know if you guys know who Gina Carano is, but she was canceled by Disney. She was very much in Disney, going on and an actress on one of their most popular shows. She was canceled because they were trying to force her to put pronouns in her bio, and she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to be bullied. So she was standing against bullying, and she wrote her pronouns were beep, bop, boop. And you know what I have to say? Good for you, Gina. Good for you. She was standing up to bullies, not other people making fun of anyone else. Whatever you associate with, whoever you are, I've said it a million times. I don't care. I just care if you're a good person or a bad person. Everything else to me is meaningless. The nonsense needs to stop. Further offense. There was a wife who was so offended, she went on the news. Her husband was in the hospital and he was just about to get heart surgery. And the nurse came in and said, would you like us to offer a prayer? And that offended her. Listen, I'm hoping for any help I can get. I'll take any prayer anybody sending my way. It's certainly not going to help. But the kick, it was a Catholic hospital. Can you imagine being offended by someone saying, can I offer a prayer? Offering a prayer. Really? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just can't believe the level of offense people are doing right now. Level of offense is insanity. Now, even more insanity, I wasn't offended by it, but there's a new term. I talked about intersex last week. The new term this week is sologamy. Sologamy. First of all, who's making up these terms? Sologamy means marrying yourself. So there is a woman who is a life coach who married herself. A month before she was supposed to get married, she broke off with a fiancé and carried on with the marriage and took the vows to marry herself for self-love. Self-love. First of all, we call that narcissism. And what is wrong with you, self-love? Who is going to this person as a life coach? Marrying yourself because you love yourself. Shouldn't we all love ourselves? You need to be married to yourself? Well, how that honeymoon was. And Taylor Swift was very offended because on a TV show they made a comment about her love life, about how many men she has dated over the years. She called it sexist, and she cannot believe that she is a target of this sexism. The person who made the joke in the show, first of all, was a woman, so I'm not sure how that was sexism. And the fact is, she had 13 boyfriends in 12 years. How about that's a fact, Taylor Swift? It's a reality. It's a joke. Maybe you have to figure it out. I don't know, 13 and 12? I don't know if we call that dating. We may want to call that something else, Taylor. But get yourself together, sister. Now, to our government. Nothing about the old drunken hag this week. She's probably been too loaded to get out in public. But did I ever mention that Cuomo should be in jail? The man should be in jail. Now there's these sexual abuse, harassment accusations against him. And he didn't deny it. He said that he was insensitive but never touched anyone, and he shouldn't be judged. The same way they should have judged Kavanaugh, I suppose. But shouldn't judge the man. He was jovial. You know, I think that was the defense at the Bill Cosby and Weinstein hearings. We were just being insensitive and jovial. We didn't know. But what's odd, the man kills so many of these people in the senior homes, and everything's fine. He has a sexual harassment, and they strip his powers? I don't understand how one relates to the other. But you know something's funny, because both parties agreed that this guy's got to go. Did I mention he should be in jail? I'm not sure you guys understand me, that I'm clear on that one. It is insanity. Now, the government keeps continuing to go crazy. They just passed that COVID bill, and only 10% is going in your pocket. 10%. You are not getting any money, because you'll probably make too much. They changed all the brackets, so not many people are getting money anymore. So don't worry about it. They're not opening anything up. They're going to keep you shackled and held down as long as possible because they could be in control. Now, some people love the government. They think the government loves you. My guess is those people are the same people who think strippers love you when you start tipping them. Think about it. Come on. The government doesn't love you. They love to use you. Strippers don't love you either. They love your money. Good old Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci came out and he said, we need to be prepared for this spring outbreak. The spring outbreak. The next big outbreak. We're always preparing for the next big outbreak. But that's not even the best thing he said. The best thing he said was, perhaps we should consider wearing masks in home. In our home. Fauci, are you out of your mind? Wearing a mask in my home? I don't want to wear it in public. I'm not wearing it in my house. Can you imagine this lunacy? I don't know. What's going to end first? COVID or the first live Joe Biden conference? I don't know. He hasn't addressed anybody yet. Nothing live, Joe. I don't know, Joe. What's going on? I told you last week or 2 weeks ago. No refunds. No refunds. I don't know. Big defense by the insurrectionists. Trump made me do it. How many times we heard this? Trump made me do it. The devil made me do it. The dog made me do it. I'm going to start thinking about people who made me do it. And just, that is my defense now. Again, stupidity. However, none of this offends me. Nor should it offend you. Oh, you know what did offend me this week? I was suspended from Twitter. A couple times already. One time is clearly my fault. I crossed the line. It wasn't for being angry, though. This week I was suspended because there was a picture of Hillary Clinton and a picture of Caitlyn Jenner. Dead name, Bruce Jenner. There you go. I outed the guy. Dead name. And it said, if these were the last two women on Earth, what would you do? My response was, die lonely. Twitter determined that harassment and aggressive behavior. I would die lonely. God forbid I was left with those two. Oh, frightening thought. Absolutely frightening. Now, closer to home, this week one of the squirrels got in trouble and I gave him a timeout. So my wife came in and she wasn't happy with the way I was handling it. So she said, you need to be careful, you're damaging this squirrel. And the squirrel looked at me and he said, yeah, Dad, you're damaging me. It was all I could do not to laugh and be mad at my wife at the same time. I'm damaging the squirrel. He's not damaging anything else in the house. I'm the one being damaged. Now, who would think that a biracial woman, American, would take down the English monarchy? I cannot wait to listen to Meghan tear it down. George Washington couldn't tear it down. The wars couldn't tear it down. Meghan Markle is going to tear it down. Then she's going to get rid of that bozo Harry, and she's going to write a book and make millions. It may not be this year or next year, but you watch. In 5-10 years, you're going to go, Angry Mac was right about something. Doesn't come around very often. Now, thinking about creating a new game show. I seen a new I Can Name That song in so many notes the other day, and it was actually good, but I don't know, because I can't go through the whole genres. I'm thinking about one. I can finish that bottle of wine in X minutes. I'm down to under 30 now, which, I don't know. I am proud of it, and yet embarrassed by it. My liver's not working out here. I don't know. Oh, you know what really messed up? The other day I went to put my contacts in, and there was only one left in the box. Why did 25? 25 is an odd number. I have 2 eyes. Shouldn't it be divisible by 2? 25 contacts? I was short of contacts, so I don't wear my glasses all day. Not happy about that, I'll tell you that. Somebody needs to talk to these people and explain to them math. But who knows? Could be the new math or the racist math. We all have learned over the weeks 2 plus 2 is not 4. So maybe it is actually divisible by 2. Who knows? Could be the alternate solution. We do need to get back to normal because I just saw some people up the block at the taco place. It's 32 degrees outside. They were sitting outside eating their tacos. Good for them. Hope they were drinking the margaritas or whatever was going with their tacos, but they looked like they were having a ball. That's what we need in our life. Normalcy. Real normalcy. Not this virus. I'll tell you, my grandfather's doing all right. 95 years old, heart barely working, kidney failure, and he's kicking COVID's ass. He'll be out soon. God bless the old man. He's too stubborn to die in the hospital. When he goes, it's going to be on his own terms. Now, once again, listen. Let's not be offended by anything I say or offended by the world. Let's keep it together, man. I hope my grandfather's here for as long as he wants to be here. I'm going to tell him I love him when I see him because I never know when tomorrow's the end. Find your loved one or your loved ones, your friends. I love my friends. I wouldn't be anything without them, and I love my family. I wouldn't be anything without them either. These are the people who shape your life. Enjoy them. Love them. Cheers, everybody. I'll see you next week. Next week, it'll be 1 year, baby.